Hey there, everybody. This is Randy Dalton coming to you from R&B Properties. Hope everybody's doing well out there these days. This is our last. This is question number 5 in a series of 5. The topic was been talking about those questions that we should be asking tenant applicant. So you've got a vacant unit, you've been showing it, you've got hopefully a ton of applications, you're sifting through them and trying to make a decision. Who do I go with? Who do I move in? So question number 5, of course, we haven't covered it yet, so we're going to cover it today, and that is looking at the finances. Looking at the finances, there's really two things that I want to talk about. So number one, of course, we're going to pull the credit report. When we pull credit report, this is something you need to do yourself. You need to pull a credit report. Don't accept something that the tenant is going to give you. Lots of fraud out there, lots of possibilities in terms of being able to take a company logo, stick it on a report, put whatever you want in the report and hand it to you. That's definitely potential problem number one. Problem number two is credit karma. This happened to us, I'm going to say a little over a year ago, year and a half ago. No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been about a year ago. Woman, lovely woman, wanted to move into one of our units. She asked if we looked at credit scores, and I said yes, of course. It's not the most important thing for us, but we do look at it. And she pulled me out a report, Credit Karma. And I don't remember the number, but it was in the 600s. I think it was in like the mid 600s. And I thought, okay, well, that's a pretty decent credit score, so this is good, right? Took the application, sent it off to the office. Of course, the office saw the report, the Credit Karma report, and didn't look at it. They pulled their own. And when they pulled their own, the credit score that came back was mid 500s. Mid 500s is a big difference, mid 5s versus mid 6s. I think mid 6, high 6, you're probably in a position to be able to qualify for a mortgage, where the 500s you're not, right? So definitely big difference there. And of course, what did we rely on? Credit Karma, free service. We're using Equifax, and it's a paid service. So of course, we relied on our information, and we had to deny tenancy for that and a whole bunch of other reasons. So definitely, when we talk about credit report, this is something you need to do. You need to pull the credit report yourself. Second thing I want to talk about is a bank report. We saw another property management company doing this, and we thought, wait, this is a great idea. So we put together one ourselves. It's basically a questionnaire that the tenant applicant takes to their bank, hands to the teller, and the teller has a few questions that they answer, they stamp it, and sign it. And we get that information back. And it's, some of the simple questions, some examples are, has this individual bounced a check in the last 90 days? Has this individual done a stop payment in the last 90 days, right? This type of questions and more is what's on that questionnaire. And it really gives us a couple things. Number one, it gives us a real comfort factor when the tenant applicant is prepared to share that with us. It just gives us a good comfort factor that they're, financially sound, right? And it gives us a great comfort factor when we hear from the bank that, things are in good shape here. So those are the two things that I really wanted to talk about today. And this kind of wraps up our talk as far as those questions that you should be asking your tenant applicant. So with that said, I want to cover off a couple things. Number one, I've talked 7 or 8 minutes. This is number 5 in a series of 5. It's not a lot of time. Is there more to it than this? Of course there is. Of course there's more to it than this. Not just in terms of we've got time limitations, but also it's a public venue, right? I have to be careful what I say. So what I would strongly suggest is if you're interested in learning more about doing due diligence, if this is something that you want to do for yourself, sign up for our advisory services. It's very inexpensive. If you sign up for a year, it works out to like $20 a month. And it gives you free, unlimited access to all of R&B resources to ask whatever questions you want to ask and get help. So it really is a great service. Think about signing up for that if you want to do your own due diligence. And of course, it's not just due diligence. It's anything and everything related to real estate, related to property management, related to construction. The other thing I want to mention is, doing your own due diligence, be very careful about that. I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I used to do my own due diligence. When I started R&B Properties, it was me, myself, and I. I was it. I did everything. Chief bottle washer, chief cook and bottle washer. Is that the same? I did everything. And I made many mistakes. I would meet with a person, and in meeting with a person, you need to generate a connection. You need to generate a connection in order to be able to sell them on that rental product, on that rental unit. When you generate that connection, you get connected to that person, you get an affinity for them. And when you go and do the due diligence and the paper sometimes says something different, you have a tendency, and I did this, you have a tendency not to believe the paper. You have a tendency to go, I met this person, I know this person, I know this isn't them, there's a mistake, or they've changed, they're going to be better. And honestly, I made some mistakes. I put some people in that we never should have put in. So do think hard and long about whether or not you want to do your own due diligence. Now, what does that mean? That could be as simple as give it to your uncle, give it to your spouse, give it to your kid, give it to anybody but yourself and have them do it. Provide them with some guidelines, tell them to come and listen to this series so that they learn more about what they should be doing. So that's option number one. Option number two is we can provide the due diligence for you. So as an example, you want to pull credit, but you don't have the means to be able to pull credit. R&B Properties, at a very low cost, can basically do your due diligence for you. Now, you show the unit, show a vacant unit, you get 10 applications. Are you going to give us 10 applications to do due diligence on? Probably not. That is going to be expensive. But what you can probably do is take a look at those papers and say, you know what, if they're telling me the truth, chances are I'm going to narrow it down to these 2 or 3 people, right? And give us those and ask us to do the due diligence on them. Happy to do that for you. Happy to do that for you. So reach out to us if you have any interest in that. You can find more details on that on our website, as well as the advisory services. That's rmbproperties.ca. And otherwise, I just want to finish it up, a little bit of administrative matters again. If you like this stuff, if you like this video, press the like button. If you're not so good, Randy, hit the dislike button. Any feedback is good feedback for us. It allows us to make these videos better and better and better over time. The other thing is we're always looking for more subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. You'll get notified when new videos show up on YouTube from us in our YouTube channel. So that is everything for today. Until next week, this is Randy Dalton, R&B Properties, signing off. Everybody out there, stay healthy, stay safe. See you again soon.